We're going down in an earlier round. That's what my stocks are doing. Sorry, I just had a hiccup right there. But hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're gonna go over what I'm doing with everything that's going on. Even though I already made a little video about what I'm doing with my stocks. But hold on, I'm about to like burp or something. That's some tea. But what I'm doing with the stock market, what I'm doing with my portfolio, yeah, it's taking a beating, but I'm not gonna change what I do. Like it's is what it is. It's a healthy pullback. Smart thing that I did a few weeks ago when the initial drop in Tesla happened, I took out all my margin plays. Like smartest thing I did. So right now I'm using like zero margin or close to zero, because we don't know how far we're going to dip from here. We really don't, because everything that's going on, and if you're over leveraged or have too much percentage of your portfolio in a few stocks, oh my gosh, I can't keep hiccuping like this. But then you're going to have some big downturns, and like if you're in my oh my gosh, if you're in my Discord, you could see that I knew Nvidia was gonna double beat earnings, but look what the market is doing. It's down like 8%. Like we knew that they were gonna beat it, and we knew that they're doing really well. We knew that they're continuing to do really well, even with everything that's going on. But there's so much fear in the market that a lot of people are like moving towards safer stocks or just sitting in cash, high yield savings, and just going from there. But what am I doing? Obviously I have shares, so I'm not going crazy, but let's look at the desktop real quick. So this is the VIX volatility index. Look how high it is right now, 21. Like obviously it was a little bit higher before, but so when you look at the volatility index, just the simplest way to put it, the higher it goes, the lower stocks are going to go. That's how you got to really look at it. Like my medium number is usually around like 14, 15. And then higher it goes, the market will tank a bit. So what am I going to do with it, right? So I have Nvidia. I have like a few hundred shares here. I bought some pretty high up. I bought some pretty, like where we are, a little bit higher than where we are now. So what I could do regarding these, I could start pushing some of my covered calls below cost basis and collect premiums on the way down, because obviously we don't know where we're going. There's a lot of selling pressure. And even though we had that double beat, like we're having these big candles down. Where could we go? We could potentially go lower. We're already breaking past the bottom Bollinger Band, and then we could probably go down to like the 110s, 112s maybe. Like that's as far as I think it could go. So like I could put my covered call from 139, which got me a few $100, all the way down to the mid 120s, depending on Delta and how it goes from there. And I could look at like the options on Nvidia in a little bit. And I also have some Tesla that obviously that is way far down. But luckily for me, even though I bought some at 400, bought some at 350, I did sell at certain points. So I did take some L's because those were the times when I had some margin plays on it. But I do have a majority of mine in the 200s. So I'm still up, which is good. So I could still bring down my cost basis even more by rolling my covered calls down even more. I rolled one down already to 305. So I could overall probably roll another one down depending on what happens tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I'm going to do these most likely weeklies, just because I'll be following the VIX pretty closely. And seeing what the market's going to do. I don't want to be caught too deep in the money if a big turnaround happens out of like nowhere, especially because I do work a day job. I'm still a nurse and I can't be on my phone or checking the market all the time. So during those times, I'd rather be able to trade out of things pretty quickly once I do get to it, and being too deep in the money on like a monthly would potentially hurt me, you know. Like if you're too deep in the money and you could get your like shares called away pretty quickly if you're too deep in the money. That's what I want to get at. So like for Nvidia, we could look here, sell, call. We could bring it all the way down to, well, I could get a few extra bucks, like 60 extra bucks if I did it for a day, which isn't bad. But if I did it for like next week, I'd get like a few $100 here. Depending on where the market goes, I'd look at the delta and see like if it's below 40, okay. But we would actually go probably a little further up, probably like a 30% again. Get almost $200 here, which is not bad for what we're doing. I can't believe I still have hiccups right now. It is wild. But it is okay. Like that's what we have to do with our portfolio. If I have 100 shares just sitting there doing nothing, then I'm not using my portfolio to its fullest. And then it does take the passiveness out from covered calls and cash secured puts. Now that there's a significant volatility, now I do have to try to look at stocks a little bit more, which is fun because I like doing it. But that's overall what I'm going to do. And like Tesla is crazy down from these close to all-time highs over here. But again, if you have the cash, these big pullbacks are the time. Jeez, these hiccups. These big pullbacks are the times where we're going to make the most money. If you have a long-term horizon and a long-term mindset on and a long-term conviction on certain stocks, Nvidia, Tesla, maybe some AMD, maybe some Palantir, maybe some Google. If you have these long-term mindsets and long-term horizons for them, these are discounted prices where I'm currently throwing a few grand actually at buying stock on the way down, and I'll probably do it all the way on the way up. And these are going to be those price points we're going to be eventually being like, oh man, I wish I bought shares at that price point, because when these do go back up to their close and test their all-time highs, we're all going to be kicking ourselves and being like, damn, I could have made tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how much money you put in. So again, like none of this is financial advice, but these healthy pullbacks are huge for people that are trying to buy in. It, like, I know there's a lot of fear in the market, but who said it? When others are greedy, be fearful. And when others are fearful, be greedy. I believe that's Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger. These are those points where we're going to make the most money in the long term. Like these pullbacks, like look at the last time Tesla was at these like low numbers, like 280s, went all the way up to 486. Like I know it took a long time to do that, but it could happen again. It most likely will. And it just matters on when. So that's what I'm going to be looking at over the long term. And like, look at Nvidia. Like if you scroll out, we're actually doing really well from these bottom over the year to here. We're actually doing pretty well here as well. Like healthy pullback, and we'll see where it goes from there. So this is what I'd be continuing to do: sell cover calls, cash secured puts, and I wouldn't obviously be doing anything on margin. Just obviously, if you get assigned at certain prices, remember you're choosing the strike price that you're cool with buying stock at. So wherever you get it at, like say if you have like a cash secured put, like I have a one for Nvidia for 123. I'm cool with buying it there. I'm very cool with buying it there. Like it can drop more, sure, but I'm also cool with getting it here because I know that this is probably like a $200-300 stock in a year, 2 years from now. Same thing with Tesla. Buying it in these like 200s areas when I'm knowing this is most likely a $500 stock, we're getting like a half off discount for the future. That's what I'm looking at. So this is what I'm doing. I'm very bullish on the market in general. So let me know what you guys think. What are you guys thinking of when you're looking at all these stocks? And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.